Hey guys, Coach Jake here, Coach Charlie here at Charlie's Combat Club. Just talking to you guys a little more technique today. Today we're going to talk about just basic technique on our forward leg attacks. Meaning guys, our four basic ways that we can start attacking our partner's legs with round kicks. First, just want to talk about real quick, guys, correct kicking mechanics. Always making sure, guys, that it's your hips that are throwing the kick, not just kind of mindlessly swinging the leg from here. At the moment of impact, guys, again, just talking about basics. Usually for the most amount of damage, guys, again, we always want to think about hitting with a thick part of the shin. It's the thicker bone that's going to cause more damage. Hitting with the foot and the instep, not to say that it can't work. Yes, you can score quick points with it. But if my training partner or opponent was to start checking that kick, that's probably going to do more damage to my foot than to his shin. So again, if you want to cause the most amount of damage, you want to be thinking about hitting with a thick part of the shin, driving that right into the meat of the thigh, whether we're going to the outside of the leg or to the inside of the leg. You'll notice, guys, that when I'm throwing my kick, okay, my leg is not completely straight and it's not curled up my heel all the way up to my butt. There's a slight bend in my leg. And the leg is going to extend just a little bit kind of sympathetically as you throw that kick at full speed, but it's not me doing like a traditional martial art round kick like you would see in karate or taekwondo. So again, if you were throwing just the outside low kick from here, taking that step, my hip rocks forward, and then we're bringing everything back, engaging that hip muscle from there. So that's just really quickly talking about basic leg positioning and where we would like to hit when we throw that leg.
Cool, thanks Jake. Maybe hop on this side. Next I want to talk about the three angles or different planes of attack. There's more than what we're showing. We're just covering the basic idea of kicking today. The first idea is my leg's going to come up at a 45-degree angle. So as I'm here in my fighting stance, I'm going to get up in the ball with my foot and my shin bone is going to travel up at a short angle from here. 45 degrees. It's a quicker kick. It's harder for my opponent to see. It can still be very powerful, but it's not as powerful as some of the options. And that's just coming up again at a 45-degree angle. Second option, a real popular option, is just step off the line. So especially if I have an opponent punching, if I just throw a kick from here, sometimes that punch can come right down the middle and catch me. So stepping off the line gets my head off the line of that kick, also gives me a little bit more hip rotation and a little bit more power. From here, as I do that, that allows me to swing my leg at more of a straight in line from here. So kicking at the camera, instead of a 45-degree angle, it's coming straight in. So I'm going to step off and come straight in from here. Third version is going to be a downward chop from here. So the kick will actually start in an upward motion and then chop down. So those are my three basic ways of kicking. 45, straight across, or down from there.
Next, guys, we're going to talk about, again, just thinking basic concepts for today. Three different things you can do with your feet when you start to throw these kicks. Number one is, imagine, guys, that I'm throwing my 10 right now, my rear leg low kick. First thing I can do, guys, is I can just pivot my foot just to open up my hip, and I throw the kick right from where I'm standing. Not the most powerful in the world, not to say it couldn't be, but again, I'm not taking that momentum step, I'm just simply opening up my hip. The second way I can do it, guys, is I can take my non-kicking foot and I can take that step to the angle. Again, like Coach Charlie was talking about, helps take your head off of that line, makes it a little harder for your partner to track your head. And then number two, guys, that helps get you that little bit more momentum into that kick from there. Finally, the last one, guys, that we can talk about, rather than just taking that step with my foot, you can actually almost kind of jump into that kick, not necessarily jumping up for height, but jumping into the direction of that kick to help just get a little bit more power behind that shot there.
Okay. Let's go into our four actual leg attacks. It's going to be outside the lead leg, inside the lead leg, inside the back leg, outside the back leg. So working your way across your partner or opponent's legs. First one I'm going to deal with is the outside of the lead leg from here. We're both in our fighting stance. I want to make sure whenever I'm kicking low that I'm protecting my face. So I can do this by either keeping my hands up or using what we call a long guard. When I do my long guard, my hand can either go on my partner's gloves to keep him from punching me, or can even come onto my partner's head from here. If I'm using the glove version, I like to go to the outside of the backhand. That way if he tries to punch me, it's blocked. If he tries to hook with the other side, it's covered my face as well from here. So I'm going to go outside the lead leg, as I step and chop, and then back. So you can go to me. That's the first one, outside the lead leg.
Next one, guys, is going to be the inside low kick. Since we're both right-handed fighters, we're going to be looking at the low 9. Again, guys, when we're throwing this kick, this is going to be an angle, guys, again, like Charlie was talking about earlier, that nice steep 45-degree angle coming up and into the meat of the thigh. Again, guys, when we're throwing these low kicks, usually try and keep your guard up nice and high, or maybe using that long guard, unless we know we've got our partner really hurt with those low kicks, right? So again, when we're thinking about this low kick, taking again that little diagonal step at the rear foot, push, that shin's going to come up and in, making sure, guys, again, that we're using that hip to retract that leg, and get back to our stance nice and quick. So again, that's just our basic 9 to the inside of the leg, push. You'll notice again, guys, playing that nice high guard or that long guard again that Charlie was talking about. So again, just going back and forth. He hits me, push, good, going back to moving, push, push, good, push, good. And again, guys, you can see, right, again, as he's doing this, we're focusing on hitting with the thick part of the shin, right? Again, you'll see in fights, sometimes guys will kind of hit with the toes and the foot. Usually more is just kind of a distance, measure, and a way to kind of gauge where they're at. But if we really want to cause damage, we're going to think about hitting with that thick part of the shin.
Coach? Cool. Next is we're going to hit the third leg attack, which is the inside of the back leg. Now we're dealing with range and angle. If Jake and I are here in a fighting session here, if I go to kick that leg, number one, it's hard for me to reach. Number two, if I don't have my angle perfect, I'm going to run into his lead leg. So I have to make a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to make a little bit of an angle by taking my lead leg and stepping to the outside, at least, of his back leg. As I step out, now I can find that angle to strike the inside of that back leg from here. You could also, instead of stepping and dragging into your kick, I could bring both feet over and then throw the kick from here. Either way is fine. He's going to go to me, inside the back leg, I'll go to him, inside the back leg, he goes to me, I go to him, do one more time, boom, inside the back leg.
Okay, cool. Next one, guys, that we'll talk about is going to be the 9 to the back leg. So real quick, guys, we'll go ahead and change positions here so you guys can see. Again, guys, just like he was talking about with hitting the back leg, it's obviously a little bit further away from us, so if I try to throw the kick here, there's no way I'm going to cleanly hit that back leg, or potentially run the risk of hitting our partner in the groin, which is not going to make for a happy training partner, right? So, again, if I'm standing right here, guys, the easy way that we can do this is using what we call our pendulum footwork. My lead foot, guys, is going to take a step to that direction. Notice I'm not stepping laterally, it's taking a little bit more of a diagonal step. And then from here, guys, my rear foot is going to come up to my lead foot. Once I get here, I'm going to roll my hip over, push, and that's going to allow me to strike the back leg with the thick part of the shin. Again, guys, because we're going to that back leg, it doesn't matter if I'm right-handed or left-handed, same stance or opposite stance to my partner. If I start attacking that back leg, that naturally means I'm putting my face in front of that power hand. So probably not the best idea to be playing that kick with your hand down, especially if you know your partner can eat a good solid kick, because they'll take that trade and put a 2 on your jaw. So again, as I throw this back leg kick, again, I'm either playing that long guard or playing that high guard like we talked about before. So coach is going to go with me, we'll go back and forth, push, 1, push. You'll see, guys, again, I'm both taking that good step to make sure that we set up the angle nice and clean, but also number 2, to make sure that we can hit with the thick part of the shin. Coach.
All right, guys, so real quick, let's cover all 4. I'll do them first. We'll go outside the lead leg, inside the lead leg, inside the back leg, and outside the back leg. Jake will go to me, outside the lead leg, inside the back leg, and outside. Push, focusing on that long guard, getting our head offline, all that good stuff we talked about earlier. We do have a little extra bonus. We have a drill here. We call it the bump drill. And the basic idea of this drill is, number one, to make sure that we're kicking correctly, and number two, to also make sure that we're recovering correctly. So if I kick my opponent, if we're fighting, and if I land in an incorrect stance, and then he follows up with either punch or kick, I'm obviously gonna have a hard time working my defense or my footwork. So this drill is designed to make sure that now that you kick your opponent, that you get back and you get ready to attack again. So the basic idea is I can pick any one of those 4 options, get my strike in, and as I land, my partner's gonna fire. Then it's my turn again, I can pick any option, and we start playing with it. We call it the bump drill because we wanna be using our shins on our partner's thighs, so it also starts developing the callousness in your legs to be able to take the punch. Kick, excuse me. So we're gonna play with it a little bit. We do want to make a little bit of a thud from here. When you're just starting out, you might want to have shin pads on. I like it better without. And we'll do about 30 seconds of the drill.
Trying to cheat the camera so you guys can see the action still.
I'm just trying to hit Jake. Right. So that's the bump drill. So we got our 4 different leg attacks. Let's do a quick review. Outside, inside, inside, outside. 3 planes of attack, 45-degree angle, straight across, and downward. 3 different types of footwork, staying in place, just pivoting, stepping, and jumping. Boom. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Let us know if you have any questions.